So in this presentation, I am going to provide you some brief idea about solar PV technology. The outline of this presentation will be as: first, I will discuss about the solar energy, how solar energy is generated, what is the source of the solar energy, and then I will come to the content solar PV system. What is the meaning of solar PV system, and how solar energy is converted into electrical energy. I will discuss brief about this. Then, what is solar cell? The smallest unit of the solar PV, you can say the smallest unit of solar PV system. And from cell you will create module, and from module you can create array. So what is difference between cell, module and array? I will go to this content also. After this, I will discuss some applications of solar PV system. The solar PV system can be used in a standalone mode, or it can be used in grid-tied system. So I will discuss some brief about a standalone system and grid-type PV system also. And this is one of the biggest advantage of the solar PV system, that this system can be used as a grid-tied system also. Means you can connect your solar PV system in grid also. Means you can integrate. So this is one of the major advantage of solar PV system. And then I will discuss about the need, why we are generating electrical energy through solar PV. However, there are a number of conventional sources are available, but instead of that, we are going toward the renewable energy system. So what is the need to generate electricity through renewable energy system? Then there are some drawbacks of solar PV also. That is why it is not still this system is not compatible with the conventional energy sources. So I will discuss about the drawback of solar PV system. After that, the some technique through which you can resolve, you can remove, or you can avoid these drawbacks through a solar PV material or through solar modeling of solar PV. So these are the content, and in last I will discuss about the some technique through which you can enhance the performance of solar PV technology. So these are the content which I am going to cover today. And thank you for providing me this opportunity to speak before in this session. First, I am going to discuss about the solar energy. What is the source of solar energy? From where sun generates energy? What is the fundamental concept behind it? Basically, in the nucleus of the solar system, or you can say sun, two small nuclei, and that is the hydrogen atom, and that hydrogen atom fused together, and this is called nuclear fusion. And after fusing, a heavier nuclei is formed there, and that heavier nuclei is helium. And you all know about the Einstein theory, that is E equal to mc square. Here m is the mass defect. So when two nuclei combine together to form a big nuclei, then there is a difference of the mass between reactant or product. And this difference of mass will create tremendous amount of energy. So you can say the main source of energy from the sun is the fusion reaction, or you can say nuclear fusion reaction. And that fusion reaction generates tremendous amount of energy. And you can see here that the amount of energy from the sun that reaches earth annually is 4 into 10 to the power 18 joules. and the amount of energy which is consumed annually by the world population. This is old data. Maybe there will be some variation in this data, but you can imagine just by comparing these two data, what amount of the energy you are receiving and what is your energy consumption annually. And you can see here that entire world population consume only 3 into 10 to the power 14 joule of energy, and the solar has solar energy, and you can say the sun has potential to deliver 4 into 10 to the power 18 joules of energy. So these are the scene, and you can say the ample amount of the solar energy is available, and this solar energy is utilized in various way in heating water, and there are a number of applications. You can directly use this solar energy, and solar photovoltaic system is one of its application that you can convert this solar energy in electrical energy also. So in this slide, I hope it is clear what is the source of solar energy, and the simple answer is the source of solar energy is nuclear fusion. And due to the fusion of two lighter nuclei, or you can say due to the making of one heavier nuclei due to combination of two lighter nuclei, there is a difference in mass, and that difference in mass is converted into energy by a formula which is E equal to mc square. You are very much familiar with this formula. So this is the source of solar energy, and solar PV system is only one of the application of solar energy. In addition to this solar photovoltaic system, there are numerous applications of solar energy, but today I am going to cover its one application only, and that application is solar PV technology. How you are going to convert, how you will convert solar energy in electrical energy. So here you can see a simple pictorial representation that what is solar photovoltaic. Photovoltaic is basically a combination of two words. One is photo and another is voltaic. Photo is obviously, you all know, it is a light. It comes from photon. And voltaic is the electricity. So photovoltaic is the light to electricity. Photovoltaic means a system, light energy, or you can say the heat energy into electrical energy. It is better to say the light energy into electrical energy. It can be converted, light energy can be converted into a electrical energy, and the system which is required for this conversion is called solar photovoltaic system. So in this figure you can see this is the solar module. I will discuss about this module also. This is just a semiconductor. If you know about the semiconductor physics, then you can easily understand the working principle of the solar photovoltaic system. I will discuss of a working operation of solar PV also. So in this picture, you can see here the sun. The light energy is directly incident on the surface of solar module, and inside the solar module, there is some mechanism. There is a generation of electron-hole pair, and due to generation of electron-hole pair, electric current start to flow outside the circuit. So the concept is simple. When solar energy or light energy incident on the photovoltaic, you can say solar cell, then there is a generation of electron-hole pair inside the solar cell, and electron-hole pair start to move outside the circuit, and this will constitute a current, and then you can utilize this current. This is the complete basic, or you can say fundamental concept of solar photovoltaic system. Sun, as you know, the light has two characteristics. One is its wave characteristics, and another one is the particle characteristics. When you treat light as a particle, then you can say light is a streams of a small packet, and that packet has energy, and that packet of energy is called photon. And in one photon, there is energy which is equal to hc by lambda, where h is the Planck's constant, c is the velocity of light, and lambda is the wavelength. When this packet falls on the semiconductor material, the module is basically made from the semiconductor material. This is just a PN junction diode, and its behavior, you can assume the behavior of solar cell as a PN junction diode. So when photon strikes at the surface of this material of a solar cell, then it will transmit energy, it will transfer energy. And one photon has energy equal to hc by lambda. And after receiving this energy, electron and hole start to move across the depletion layer. This is all about electronics student and electrical student also can better understand what is the meaning of depletion layer. And so electron and hole are start to crossing across the depletion layer, and electricity is developed at the ends of solar cell, at the end terminal of the solar cell, or you can say voltage is developed due to the accumulation of electron and hole at the ends of the plate or at the end of the cell. And when there is voltage will be developed at the end of the solar cell, then by connecting load to these terminals, you can extract electric current from the solar cell. So this is the fundamental concept. Solar cell has a number of components. Operation of this solar photovoltaic system, there are a number of operations, there are a number of components are required, and most important component is obviously, because this battery is used to store the energy. Then the another component is the charge controller. This charge controller is required to match the panel voltage and battery voltage, and also it is required for the matching of load resistance and the internal resistance. You know about the maximum power theorem, maximum power transfer theorem. According to maximum power transfer theorem, whenever the load resistance of the system become equal to the internal resistance of the system, then it will extract maximum power from the source. So charge controller, basically you can say this charge controller is a MPPT controller, a maximum power point tracking controller. In some literature it is written as a MPPT controller. So the function of this charge controller is to match the load resistance and internal resistance also, so that solar cell always operate at the point at which the power extracted from the source is maximum. In addition to this, there is inverter also for the conversion of DC to AC system. The frequency may be 50 Hz or it may be 60 Hz, depending upon the load which is connected to the system. And the main thing is the inverter is it is just a converter. It will just convert the DC voltage into AC voltage, so that you can operate AC load also, and you can connect AC voltage to grid also. So if you are using, these are the fundamental concept of the photovoltaic system. Now, what is cell? What is module? And what is array? Cell is the smallest unit of solar photovoltaic system. This cell has the voltage rating or current rating. Basically, current rating is depend on the size of the cell also. But the voltage rating, you can say the solar cell is very low. It is only 0.5 to 0.6 volt. And for operating the demand of the considering the demand of the load, in some case this small voltage is not sufficient. Some load required 100 volt, 120 volt, 12 volt. So you have to connect the cell in series. When you will connect cell in series, then what will happen? Its voltage rating basically, suppose this is a cell. This is the cell. And if you connect two cell in series, and for example, let us assume one cell has rating 0.5 volt and another cell is operating 0.5 volt. Then what is the effective EMF of this combination? The effective EMF of this combination will be 1 volt. So by connecting series, cell in series, you can enhance the voltage level of the system. Similarly, when the cells are connected in parallel, then voltage rating will be a fix. When this is suppose 1.4, this is the cell operating 1.5 volt and current is of 1 ampere. And there is another cell operating 1.5 volt and similar cell rating 1.5 volt and current is of 1 ampere, and these two cells are connected in series. Then what will happen? In this case, the voltage rating will be, effective EMF of this circuit will be 1.5 volt only, but the current which will flow in the load circuit, the rating of the current, or you can say the maximum current which can flow in the load, in this case will be 2 ampere. So the fundamental concept is, by connecting cell in the series, you can raise the voltage level, and by connecting cell in parallel, you can raise the current level. So according to the demand, what is the load demand? What voltage is required by the load? What is the minimum current which is required by the load for the proper operation? You may connect this cell in series or in parallel. So if you will connect series, if you will connect cell in series or in parallel, then module will be created. And if you will connect module in parallel, then array will create. So you can say that soul, module, and array all are photovolatile. All are the energy providing element. All will give you energy. All will convert solar energy into electrical energy. Or you can say the smallest unit of this photovoltaic system is cell. And through cell, you can obtain module. And through module, you can obtain array. This is the requirement. This is the need, because you are installing the solar PV plant by considering the load demand, load voltage, load current rating, load voltage rating. To complete that demand, you have to connect cell in series and parallel, or you can say you have to create module and you have to create array. So this is the difference between cell, module, and array. Now, the solar photovoltaic system can be utilized in two modes. One mode is stand-alone system. Stand-alone system means this system will not be connected to the power transmission line. So, for example, the solar cell which is installed at the rooftop, at the house of your, house of your building, at the ceilings of your building, at the roof of your building for your purpose, then that type of system is called a standalone system. A standalone system simply indicates the system which is not connected to the power transmission line. Simple. And grid connected system means the solar PV is connected to the power system also. Grid also, you can say grid also. So this is from this figure, you can understand the meaning of a standalone system. This is the solar plate. I think some network issue here. You can see here that solar energy, this is the solar panel, and this solar panel convert solar energy into electrical energy. This is for conditioning of electric power. I will discuss about this component also. And after conditioning of the generated power, a power is transferred to the energy storage system, and from this energy storage system to the load. Then this block, you can say a standalone system. If after the conditioning of electric power, energy is transferred to the distribution system, and from distribution system to the grid, and from grid to the load, then this path, you can say, this path is grid tied system. So this is the difference between grid tied system and a standalone system. This is the standalone system where PV array just converts solar energy into electrical energy, and the charge controller is required for the maximum point tracking, and there are number of purposes there, and these components are also required. Charge controller is required, also that we can't do anything. So these components are required for the controlling of, because your solar PV characteristic will change according to the environment condition, and for this there is a need to match the load resistance and the internal resistance. So charge controller is required, otherwise solar PV system will not work at maximum power condition, and working of solar PV system near about the maximum power point is essential. So charge controller is required. Battery is required because the storage of the electrical energy is needed. At night you have to use stored energy also. In day you can directly use this converted electrical energy, but what will you do at the night? So storage is also required. Inverter is also required, because without inverter your solar PV voltage, which is a DC, inverter will convert it to AC. So for operating, for the proper operation or for the operation of AC load, inverter is also required. So basically what is happening here, PV system just converting solar energy into electrical energy. Solar energy in electrical energy. And this electrical energy is after there is power conditioner equipment also. There is here power conditioning equipment are also will be also there. It is not shown in this diagram. But our after power conditioning, it will transfer to the battery for the storage of the energy. And this battery storage energy can be used to operate this DC load. Or this storage energy is first supplied to the inverter, and this inverter will convert DC nature into AC nature, and then after this you will operate AC load also. So in this figure you can see It is not connected to the grid system, power system grid. So this system is a standalone system. Similarly, you can see in grid connected system. What is the difference between these two? There is only difference. There is a distribution panel. After power conditioning, after inverter and power conditioner, here this PV array will convert solar energy into electrical energy. Solar energy into electrical energy. Then power conditioning is also required because there are lot of harmonics and power quality issues, power harmonic issue, distortion. There are number of things. In 5 minutes,
Yes,
I
sir.
will
Please,
finish.
please. Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
So you can see here, without knowing these five unknown parameter, you cannot predict the actual characteristics or the characteristic which is near to the real characteristic of the solar photovoltaic system. So this determination of estimation of these five unknown quantity is one of the research area in which you can explore your research. Because if you will change these five parameters, or due to some reason, if there is any error in determination of these five parameters, then you can see in this plot that I have considered these five parameters here and randomly consider the data. Just I am changing one of the data to show you how the characteristic equation is dependent of these unknown parameters. At 5 place, I have changed the data. Here, 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 4 and 5. And you can say when you will change the unknown quantity and these unknown parameters, the characteristics of the solar PV will change. So any erroneous determination of these parameters results in inaccuracy in the prediction of solar photovoltaic system. So this is also important area through which you can explore your research. These are the technique. These are the area through which you can go through these research area, and you can explore some more innovative thing among these area. Basically, there are 3 methods through which you can estimate these unknown parameter. The methods is analytical method, numerical method, and meta-heuristic based method. Analytical method is very accurate, but it is time consuming. And here you have to calculate, you have to estimate 5 unknown parameters, and that unknown parameter are mutually coupled in nonlinear equation. So you will face, you have a big challenge to estimate these parameters through analytical method. The second method is numerical method, or you can say iteration technique, Newton-Raphson technique, Gauss-Seidel technique. You may apply this technique. But here there are 5 unknown parameters, and in Gauss-Seidel method and Newton-Raphson method, you have to consider some initial point. You have to take initial guess, and the assumption of the initial data is again a big challenge for your parameter estimation technique. The third category is meta-heuristic based method, in which genetic algorithm, particle swarm optimization, PSO, simulated annealing method, anti-Coley method. There are a number of methods available in meta-heuristic based method. But again, the problem is large number of unknown parameters. Large number of unknown parameters existing in solar photovoltaic model results in slow speed of the conversion of this technology. Iteration count will be large. Large numbers of iteration are required to solve these 5 unknown parameters. So the basic concept, these are the methods, these are the area through which you can explore research. But in addition to these areas, you can also explore the research in reducing the model of solar PV. How you can reduce its unknown parameter. There are 5 unknown parameters, and these 5 unknown parameters is a problematic issue for the parameter estimation technique. So it is better to go the numerical method. These methods are good. Through this method, you will determine unknown parameters, but the accuracy to determine these parameters accurately and quickly, there is a need to develop some hybrid concept. Hybrid concept means you have to reduce model in terms of less than 5 unknown parameters, so that But by that model, you can easily apply meta-heuristic method, numerical method, and Gauss-Seidel method. So, your Rishabh Shukla is also the author of this paper, and this paper is published in IEEE Journals of Photovoltaic. This is a very good paper and published in 2017 or 18, 2017. And in this paper, basically what we have done is we just reduce the model of solar photovoltaic system and develop an equation. This is the equation which is developed in this model. This is the equation. And in this equation, you can see here, we have developed the parameter model in terms of 2 parameters only. Original equation has 5 unknown parameters, but we have developed a model, and that model has only 2 unknown parameters. Now you have to estimate only 2 parameters. So in this way, this method has also a number of limitations. You have to explore what are the limitations of this paper. But this paper is a very good paper in which you can determine these 2 parameters by using meta-heuristic technique, and the remaining 3 unknown parameters you can use. You can estimate through some another technique, or you can say by analytical technique. So this is the hybrid. That is why I am stating this method as a hybrid method, because in this 2 estimation techniques have been used. This 2 unknown parameter is determined through meta-heuristic, and remaining 3 you can determine with the Newton-Raphson, or you can determine analytically. So in this way, you can resolve this problem. There are a number of things which I want to share with you, but due to limitation of the time, I am just finishing my presentation at this point. And sir, thank you all for listening me.
Thank you, sir. It was very informative and illuminating for us to learn so many things about solar photovoltaic cell. I have got one question in the chat box. How MPPT charge controller is better than charge controller? There is one question I have received in the chat box. Should I state the question once more?
It's very easy to answer this question, and you have to explore. And the question is, the student must explore. No, I clearly understand the question. I have no issue in this question. Actually, MPPT charge controller use some algorithm to control the pulse, and that algorithm is P&O algorithm, and incremental conductance algorithm, constant voltage algorithm, constant current algorithm. And because if you are going to use simple charge controller, there is a chance of oscillation at the maximum power point. So there is some technique is required which that can sense the variation of the point, variation of the slope at near to the maximum power point. So in MPPT controller, basically some techniques have been used so that your operating point will be at the maximum power point.
Sir, I have one question from my end, that the parameters of the photovoltaic cell,
and this is the one of the best area in solar photovoltaic technology, the MPPT controller.
Yes, I was just wondering that whether the values of this parameter,
that student can contact me also. I can give him the modeling of MPPT controller and the charge controller.
Okay, sir. I just want to know the values of the which was used in the solar PV model. That parameter value, does it change with latitude and longitude? Whether the values of the photovoltaic cell parameters which was there in the model.
Not able to.
Sir, the values of the parameters which was there in the photovoltaic model, that IS, RS, the parameters, unknown parameters. So those unknown parameters, can they vary with latitude and longitude? Or say if the photovoltaic cell is used in space application, So there
Yes.
those parameters will
Yes,
remain same or
they-
they will change?
no, it will depend. Obviously, it will depend because the unknown parameter. What is that unknown parameter? The unknown parameter is a thermal voltage, and thermal voltage is basically is ideality factor, which is dependent on the temperature.
Sorry.
So if latitude, longitude will change, obviously the temperature will change and the thermal voltage will change. So why not?
So,
It will depend.
so the parameters will change. Okay, sir. And is there any
obviously.
is there any dark side of solar photovoltaic cell? Actually, I have heard that the use of photovoltaic cell after it is rejected, it is carcinogenic in nature.
Some
like
radiation.
that. Radiation.
Some radiation in some radiation which is not good for the human being. You
No,
are asking
after-
about this.
No, sir. I am saying after a PV cell has been discarded, that means it is not in use any longer. It is discarded. In that case, is it going to harm the environment? Because is it carcinogenic in nature?
Because
The materials which are used
yes,
in
yes.
construction of PV are they helpful for the environment?
Obviously, why not?
Okay, sir.
Sir, I have one question.
When?
Sir, what? Sir,
Obviously, it will, but very less. The impact is very less.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Because the solar PV panel already has a long life. You can use one solar PV panel up to 25 years.
Okay, sir. Okay. Shukla, sir, you are having some question.
yes, sir. What is dark current in relation to this PV panel? Or
Dark saturation current. Actually, dark saturation current. Actually, you can understand better if you will go through the semiconductor physics. There is a saturation current in PN junction diode. That current is just that. Your dark current is not dark current. It is just a saturation current, reverse saturation current.
reverse saturation. Okay, sir.
This is just
Sir,
a reverse saturation current. Of simple PN junction diode.
Sir, PV panel generally work on the day condition. What about the night? It generates?
There is a battery. There is a battery. That is why battery is needed.
No,
That
what?
is why
No,
battery is-
sir, load is connected even in the night. So what will
Then
happen?
Actually, what happened here is sun ray is considered as here particle. Understand this question. Understand the answer. Sun ray is a stream of a particle. Okay, and that particle is called a photon. And that photon, when incident on the surface of the solar PV system, then it will transfer energy. And by receiving this energy, electron-hole pair will generate. And due to generation of electron-hole pair, electricity will generate. So for the generation of electricity, the first thing is there is a need of photon. So you can himself imagine that photon is available at the night.
Sir,
It will not be available at the night.
my question is related to standalone system. For the standalone system, there is a one battery, and when the sun is not there, that means this PV is working as a load.
PV is not working as a load. Why PV is working as a load? PV is dead. Now battery is working. Now your source of battery at the night, your source will be a battery. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
At daytime, solar PV will charge the battery, and at the night, this battery will be utilized to operate the load.
Sir, can you share your email ID so that other viewers, if they have any question, they may send you over email if you wish.
Yes. And must send me a question. And I will provide you a model. I have numbers of model. And I can give you that model. And I want that you can explore the research. There are number of research area in solar photovoltaic technology, and the parameter estimation technique is one of the best area not one of the best area, not it is the only best area. There is another in MPPT controller. You can explore your research in modeling. You can explore your research in converter design for the solar PV technology. There are number of research area in which you can explore your knowledge.
So, sir,
Okay, my email ID is
sharing
you are writing.
so
Yes, sir. I'm giving the chat box.
Sir, I have my email.
okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
So you must send me a mail. Must mention the reference of this short-term course.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Obviously,
Okay.
Then I will
participants
send.
can place their specific queries if they have after the end of this session, and they should mention in the reference that they have attended the short-term training program on smart technologies in energy scenario. So with the reference of this STTP, participants can directly place their question through email. Email will be has been already provided in the chat box, so people can note down the email ID so that they can get in contact with Professor Padmanabh Thakur later on. Of course, they have to provide the reference of this STTP. Professor Dr. Padmanabh Thakur, we are really thankful and grateful to you that you have delivered such a illuminating lecture. We have got to learn many things, both fundamental, and also we have get an idea that what are the possible areas of research in the area of photovoltaic cell. So
Thank you, you all, and
thank you, sir. So
I thank you. I would like to thank you all also for providing me this platform.
yes, sir. We are also thankful. So I would like to thank the management of our BBIT college, our colleagues at Electrical Engineering Department for organizing this wonderful short-term.
Okay, thank you, you all. Thank you, you all.
So with this, I will apologize to the participant if they have any inconvenience due to overrunning of this session. But thank you all, and we will meet tomorrow in the evening again at 7. Thank you all. Thank you, sir. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good night, sir. So we are going to end our session here. Thank you all.